Episode 4, First Friends. I was surprised. I apologize for thinking you were an easy opponent. You're seriously dangerous, no doubt about it. Since I couldn't see you, I feel like I was pretty rude, but it's too late for that now. Hey, do you remember our promise? I have to say, for all your complaining, you learned it surprisingly quickly. Of course, that was just a joke. I can see my surroundings and even hear sounds now. Thank you so much. You could have taken a little more time to learn it. Well, I guess it'll be fine. I was startled by his appearance, but this dragon was kind. More than anything, this dragon is lonely after all. He's the type who gets a raw deal because of his looks. He's just like the red oni who cried. So, what are you going to do now? I think I'll try looking for someone from my world. I don't really mind if I don't find anyone, though. It would be better if I found someone, but I don't know if we'd get along. More than that, now that I have my sight, it would be nice to travel the world. Being able to sense light and sound has expanded my world. This means I don't have to spend my time mindlessly munching on grass anymore. But this dragon, the more I look at him, the more evil he appears, yet he doesn't move a muscle. Come to think of it, he mentioned being sealed away 300 years ago, right? By the way, you mentioned being sealed, Veldora-san, didn't you? Yes, I definitely underestimated my opponent a little. I got serious partway through, but I still lost. For some reason, the dragon declared his defeat with pride. To be honest, it doesn't seem like swords or spears would even scratch him, let alone magic. Was your opponent really that strong? Are there people even stronger than this monster out in the world? The outside world might be a lot more dangerous than I thought. Ah, yes, she was strong. She had a divine protection and was a human known as a hero. A hero? They're a familiar presence from various games. Lately, many stories feature heroes as punching bags, so I didn't have that overwhelming image of them. But it seems they're genuinely powerful in this world. Speaking of which, the hero said she was a summoner. She might be from the same world as you. Huh? No. If they were from my world, they couldn't possibly be that strong, right? No. Otherworlders who come to this world often possess special abilities. It's a power etched into the soul when they cross over worlds. A summoner has a 100% chance of possessing a special ability, and not just any, a unique skill, the only one of its kind in the world. Unlike the otherworlders who fall in by chance, this is due to a soul strong enough to withstand being summoned. The fact that the summoning success rate is less than 0.03% proves it. So, summoned means they were called here by some kind of magic or something? Exactly. Over 30 mages perform a ritual that takes 3 days. The success rate is low, but they're expected to serve as powerful weapons. What? Weapons? Yes. A curse is etched into a summoner's soul with magic, so they cannot defy the person who summoned them. What the heck? Are the human rights of the people who get summoned just ignored? Human rights? Otherworlders mention that occasionally. Such a thing is an illusion in this world. The survival of the fittest is the one and only truth of all existence. I see. It seems that being summoned in this world is something that would be hard to accept based on the sensibilities of my original world. So are otherworlders treated like slaves? No, it depends on the person. Since they aren't bound by a dominance curse, if they're accepted, they can live normal lives or become adventurers. In fact, I've repelled several otherworlder adventurers who came to subjugate me. Ha. So it's only when you're summoned that it's like forced labor. I wouldn't call it labor, but it's something like that, isn't it? I'm quite knowledgeable about humans, but I don't know everything. You're right about that. You're a dragon after all. If anything, he's a little too knowledgeable for a dragon. In any case, he seemed happy to be talking, and it seemed he would answer anything I asked. After that, Veldora and I talked about various things for a while. How he fought the hero. How strong the hero was. She had pale skin, a small crimson mouth, long jet black hair. She wasn't very tall, she had a slightly small and slender build. He said her eyes were hidden by a mask, but he was sure she was beautiful. She was a woman. When I asked if he lost because he was mesmerized, he roared, "Don't be ridiculous!" He said she used a unique curved weapon called a katana, and she didn't have a shield. He was happy to tell me how she used her unique skills, absolute severance and unlimited imprisonment, along with various types of magic to overwhelm him. Talking to him made me realize this dragon actually likes humans. He calls them weaklings and trash, but it seems he's never killed anyone who attacked him, unless they touched a sore spot. Once, 300 years ago, a certain incident happened that reduced a whole town to ashes. Because of that, the hero was sent to deal with him, which is how he ended up being sealed. He was sealed by the hero's unique skill, unlimited imprisonment. I can't understand the feelings of a dragon. Even other people's feelings can only be understood through imagination. But I don't think this guy is an evil dragon. Because I like him. I wasn't scared of him anymore. So I said, "All right, so why don't you and I become friends?" It was a lot embarrassing. My face must be bright red right now. "What did you say? You, a mere slime, dare to suggest becoming friends with me, the storm dragon Veldora? Well, it's fine if you don't want to." "Fool, don't you dare say that. I never said I didn't want to." "Oh, really? Then what are we going to do?" "Well, if you're so insistent, I suppose I can consider it." I get the feeling he keeps peeking over at me. It would be cute if it were a girl, but it doesn't make me happy to see an evil-looking dragon do it. It's pretty funny, though. I am insistent. It's settled. If you don't want to, then we're not friends. I won't come here again. "Wait, fine. I guess I'll be your friend." This dragon isn't very honest. I'm not honest either, so I guess we're even. "All right, it's a pleasure to meet you." "And you. I shall give you a name. You should give me one as well." "Huh? Why? What's with the sudden change?" "It's to engrave our equal standing into our souls. It's like a family name for humans. The name I give you will become a divine protection. You are currently unnamed, but with this, you can now call yourself a named monster." So he's telling me to come up with a family name, a shared name with this dragon. I don't have good taste. How about Tempest, since you're the storm dragon? No, that's no good. It sounds cool, but storm is too simplistic for the storm dragon. It's decided. What a wonderful name. He likes it? From today on, I am Veldora-Tempest, and I grant you the name Rimuru. You shall be known as Rimuru-Tempest. The name was etched into my soul. There was no change in my appearance or abilities, but deep within my soul, something changed. The same could be said for Veldora. And just like that, we became friends, or rather, a deeper relationship that could be called soulmates. So, before I go, I want to ask one more thing. Can that seal of yours be broken? Not with my power, but it's possible that someone with a unique skill on par with the heroes could break it. You don't have a unique skill, Veldora? I do, but all of them became unusable when I was sealed. The only thing I can do is use telepathy. Originally, the hero's unique skill, unlimited imprisonment, was a skill that sealed its target in an infinite imaginary space for all eternity. It wasn't a lenient ability that would allow any interference with the real world. Thinking that he could only use telepathy is strange in itself. The seal would not weaken over time either. Veldora, who can perceive the real world and interfere with it through telepathy, is the one who is abnormal. Of course, neither I nor Veldora noticed this fact. All right, let's try something. With that, I touched Veldora. And then, unique skill Predator will attempt to consume unique skill Unlimited Imprisonment. Failed. As expected, the hero's seal was in a different league. A blinding flash of light shot out, and the unique skill's interference was repelled in an instant. I seems to have created a small crack, but that was it.
it would likely repair itself immediately. After all, if a simple thought like, "I wonder if I can do it if I have a unique skill," was enough to work, there would be no difficulties. Is there any way to do it? How can I? Consult, unique skill, predator. Solution? Partial analysis of unique skill, unlimited imprisonment is complete. The following escape methods are proposed. Escape with the physical body is impossible. The probability of destroying the prison with physical damage is 0%. Escape by canceling the imaginary space cannot be analyzed. A similar situation equals being trapped in unlimited imprisonment is required to perform an analysis from within. Therefore, this method cannot be performed at this time. The probability of escape with only a consciousness is 1%. The success rate is 3% if a vessel for oneself is prepared on the outside and one transfers into it. This process is equivalent to reincarnation. If the compatibility with the vessel is poor, all memories and abilities will be erased. End of escape method proposals. The success rate is too low. The unique skill, unlimited imprisonment, looks like a shimmering, transparent film. But to think that it's impossible to destroy it with physical damage. Perhaps it has an ability of absolute defense as well.
Hey, did the hero take any damage? Did she get hurt at all? A splendid question. I managed to get a few hits in, even though she dodged most of my attacks. But they had no effect. My Wind of Death, Black Lightning, and Storm of Ruin are all impossible to completely avoid, yet they had no effect. I was at my wit's end. I even laughed. Veldora cackled while boasting about this. The unique skill, unlimited imprisonment, probably acts as a shield to protect oneself from external attacks. What a convenient skill! Unique skill, absolute severance. Unique skill, unlimited imprisonment. If you have both of these, aren't you practically invincible? I don't want to meet her, but she's a person from 300 years ago. I'd like to think she's already dead. She was definitely in the top class of power. Veldora is actually in the top class of power as well. Rimuru at this time had no way of knowing that. Anyway, the escape method is reincarnation into a vessel. It seems you need a vessel to escape. There's a possibility of escaping with only your consciousness, but it's low. I don't need to tell him the exact probability. If Veldora loses his motivation, the success rate might drop. Oh, there's a way to escape? The truth is, my magic power was about to run out in less than 100 years, because the leakage of magicules just wouldn't stop. I see. That's why the magicule concentration was so high around here. Yes, even the highest class monsters wouldn't dare come near. It must have been lands where no grass would grow. Only rare plants can live here. Ah, that reminds me of the hippocutid herbs. So that's why most of them were valuable medicinal plants. Well, in that case, should we try to escape? It seems the success rate goes up if there's a vessel. By the way, do you know what kind of vessel would be good? I suspect that it's difficult to gather magicules and reform a core with just my consciousness. The possibility of success was created because you made a crack in the prison. So, if we prepare a new core, in other words, a vessel, then I can just transfer into it. So, reincarnation. This guy! I thought he wasn't very smart, but that's an amazing deduction. It's exactly the same conclusion as the Great Sage. That's right, so I can go look for one if it's something that can be prepared. Actually, I don't need a core. Keep this a secret, all right? I am a unique and perfect being. I am a special type of being. Since I am a conscious life form, I am not attached to this body. This body was just created in response to the faith of those around me. He started saying something incomprehensible again. I kept talking until I understood. The result was, he can gather magicules with his consciousness alone and form a body. This time, only his body was imprisoned, but he is in a state where he can't gather magicules from the outside with his consciousness. So, can his consciousness alone go outside? That's impossible. I need a vessel. That's what he said. If his consciousness goes outside alone, it will diffuse along with the magicules and cease to exist.
And then a new storm dragon would be born somewhere else. It might be possible to escape, but it would be meaningless if he became a different person. This is a stalemate. Should I just consume Veldora himself with Predator? Can't I analyze him inside my stomach or isolate him to nullify the effects of unlimited imprisonment before releasing him? Luck solution. It is possible to store the target, Veldora, in the stomach of unique skill Predator. It's possible. If I can explain it and get him to agree, I'll do it. He's destined to be lonely for 100 years and then disappear if things stay as they are. I explained the ability of Predator and what I was trying to do to Veldora. Of course, success would be impossible without the correction from the great sage. Ha ha ha, this is interesting. By and large, do it. I'll entrust my all to you. Are you sure you should trust me so easily? Of course. Waiting for you to return here would be less interesting than breaking through unlimited imprisonment from inside you to get out. Don't you worry. If you and I work together, we might even be able to break unlimited imprisonment. I see. Not just one, but two of us. That's not a bad idea. I'll analyze the skill with Great Sage and Predator, and Veldora will try to break it from the inside. Since he'll be inside my stomach, there's no risk of his consciousness diffusing and disappearing. I'm starting to feel like we can do it. Okay, I'm going to consume you now, so hurry and escape from unlimited imprisonment. Cuckoo, leave it to me. I won't make you wait long before I appear before you again. All right, I steeled my resolve. I touched Veldora and consumed him. In an instant, Veldora's massive body disappeared from in front of me. It was surprisingly quick. He was just talking a moment ago. I feel a sense of loneliness now that he's gone. When I used the skill on the seal, it resisted and failed, but since I consumed Veldora's entire body, there was no resistance. I was surprised I was able to swallow that huge body, though. My current stomach capacity is only about 25% used. I wonder how much space I have. And then, would you like to analyze unique skill unlimited imprisonment? Yes, please. I thought yes as if I was praying.